At 31, Marcus Bennett had $412 in his bank account and 6 days to pay his rent. 7 years later, he would have a 7-figure net worth. But the habit that got him there started with 1 hour before the rest of the world even woke up. This is his story. Marcus wasn't lazy. He worked 10-hour shifts at a hardware store in Ohio, came home drained, and fell asleep with the TV still on. Bills piled up faster than his paycheck could clear them. He'd tried side hustles before reselling sneakers, a food delivery gig, but they fizzled out within weeks. He'd started believing he just wasn't the success type. Then one Tuesday, his landlord knocked. "Rent's late again, Marcus. 3rd time this year," she said. "I like you, but I can't keep doing this." That night, Marcus made a decision that felt small but wasn't. He would wake at 5:30 every morning, 1 hour earlier than usual, and use that hour for one purpose only. 15 minutes learning something about money. 45 minutes taking action on it. No phone, no scrolling, just focus. He taped a note to his mirror, 1 hour. Every day. No excuses. The first mornings were brutal, but by the end of week 1, something clicked. Reading about budgeting led him to build a simple spreadsheet tracking every dollar in and out. What he found humbled him. He was quietly losing about $200 a month to subscriptions and takeout he barely remembered ordering. He cut it immediately. Month 1, $200 a month, saved, just from paying attention. By month 3, those savings had become his first $500 emergency fund money he promised himself he wouldn't touch unless something truly went wrong. The real shift came during one of those mornings when Marcus realized something obvious he'd overlooked for years. He was good at fixing small engines. Lawnmowers, generators, snowblowers. Neighbors had asked him for favors for years, and he'd always done it for free. His notebook that morning wasn't for reading. It was for planning. Charge $15 a repair. Post on the community board. Reinvest every dollar into tools and parts. You're going to charge people for something you already do for free? His friend Tyler laughed. "People already pay for this," Marcus said. "I just never asked." By month 6, the side income had grown to roughly $400 a month, not life-changing yet, but consistent. It was the first time in years he felt in control of his own money. He kept the rule going. Some mornings meant practicing repairs. Other mornings meant learning pricing, customer service, and how to reinvest profits instead of spending them the moment they landed. By the end of year 1, the repair business was bringing in enough profit each month to cover its own expenses and still leave money to reinvest. By year 2, Marcus had saved enough to rent a small garage and bring on his first part-time helper, a teenager from the neighborhood named Josh, who reminded him of himself at that age. Marcus taught him the same rule. 1 hour, every morning, no excuses. Then came the one real test. A brutal winter slowed business to a crawl, and right in the middle of it, a key supplier raised prices without warning. For a few weeks, it looked like the garage might not survive. But Marcus didn't panic. Years of that quiet morning hour had trained him to think clearly under pressure. He renegotiated with a smaller supplier, temporarily cut non-essential costs, and used the slow season to train Josh on higher-margin repairs. By spring, the business wasn't just recovering, it was stronger than before. By year 5, Bennett's small engine repair had 3 locations across 2 counties. Marcus wasn't just fixing machines anymore, he was mentoring other technicians and steadily investing a portion of profits into low-risk, long-term investments. The same principles he'd first read about in those early morning sessions. By year 7, Marcus crossed a number he never thought he'd see next to his name. A 7-figure net worth. He hadn't saved $1 million. He had built $1 million net worth. It wasn't cash sitting in a checking account, it was the combined value of his businesses, his investments, and years of consistent savings, minus what he still owed. Real wealth. Built slowly, not a windfall. When people asked what changed his life, he never mentioned the garage, the locations, or the money. It wasn't the business, he'd say. It was the hour before the world woke up. That's where I became someone new, one decision at a time. You don't need 5 extra hours a day. You need 1 hour you refuse to waste. Learn for 15 minutes, take action for 45, then do it again tomorrow. Because wealth rarely comes from one giant decision. More often, it comes from small decisions repeated for years. This story is a fictional tale inspired by common financial journeys, intended for entertainment and inspiration only.